Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Netley Thompson, and as always and as usual, I am joined by one Kristian Lasham.
Your shirt is doing some weird shit.
Yeah, the camera doesn't like it very much, does it?
Yeah, it's properly flickery.
Ooh.
We got complimented.
We did. I got called a delicious bear at work.
Did you?
Today, and not going to lie, I had to take a moment because I was horny as fuck.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That is a compliment and a half.
It's taken me several days to recover. And I've informed them of the reaction that I got from it.
It's good. I understand. I understand.
How are you?
Oh, shit. Yeah, Mark, how are you?
I'm alright, we just had mini eggs.
We did just have mini eggs, so I'm actually pretty spectacular. Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent.
Nothing
news.
interesting to report in terms of me and my personality, as per usual.
Seconded. There's nothing new to report about my life either. Other than these eyes have witnessed the Batman.
Well, there's a week to go on that one.
I
Charlie!
I know.
He's not even here.
I know. I think I'm going to have to watch it again.
Okay.
Well, A, because I want to. Mm-hmm. And B, because 8 days... Well, it's a week now, but 8 days from seeing it is a long time to remember.
I understand.
Oh my God, all these bear comments.
You are getting bare compliments. See, that's another little TikTok series we can do. Is just shit jokes.
But yeah, so I don't know. I want to be able to talk about it properly and in depth. So I want to see it again.
I understand. No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it during the week. So I understand.
Because it's been much better to like when a couple of the last few
That we've watched
fast movies. We watched it on the
same day. Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, well, I watched the film we're doing this evening. I watched Thursday.
Same.
And I've seen this film many times.
Yeah.
And I still don't remember it as well as what I should do.
That picture's having a bad time on the...
Yeah, it's having a bad time on a few things today, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
My luck with power has continued throughout the day, yes. Yes. Apparently I just ooze EMP energy.
There's worse things to ooze.
Juices.
Ow.
We are here, of course. Oh, no. This is Admit One, your movie. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is our conversation over on the Discord.
Indeed. Holy shit. He's been busy.
He has been busy. Has been busy indeed. Indeed. And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbitholemedia_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits.
Sorry, I was reading the Discord messages. I'm sorry.
You can head to merch.rabbithole. If you like to support us, you can head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. Toasters.
As in the shirt, not me. You can't go on there and just buy me. Although, I'm open to offers.
The Rabbit Hole Media only fans. Oh no. That would be awful.
For a number of reasons. If you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny. Because very long way of helping us bring in the shows that you love. Chris, of course, today we are here to talk about The Dark Knight Rises. The Fair Rises. What a lovely voice.
How long to get fresh market strawberries?
This entire episode is just going to be me and Jack doing terrible impressions of Bane.
There's nothing to me but Bane.
Yes.
What did you think? General thoughts of The Dark Knight Rises?
I think this is going to be an interesting episode.
Me too.
It's a tricky one. On a personal level, I'd like the film. I like this film. I've always liked this film. I can't put my finger on why. I like this film. Simple as that. I just enjoy this film. It's not... Objectively, there are many issues. Many issues. I think, much like Dark Knight, it has many issues. I think some of them are probably unforced... No, sorry. Some of them are forced errors by the fact that they lost their main villain. Because there's clearly going to be more with Joker. So I think some of it is forced. I think some of it is very unforced. I don't know. I don't know. I do enjoy it. Every time I watch this film, I enjoy it still. There's things I enjoy from it. I think the film is littered with some really good moments and some bits of interesting stuff. But there's a lot of mess. There's a lot of padding, and there is a severe lack of Batman in this Batman movie. So it definitely has problems, but I do enjoy this film.
I did not enjoy my time with this at all.
So
watching it the other day,
I was going to say, we've spoken in the past. I thought you have enjoyed this film in the past. Or is that just your recent from watching it the other
I
day?
have. Just watching it this time, I was bored. I didn't care. Nothing. I think it's badly paced. It's badly edited. It's badly written. Well, obviously this is all subjective, but it's badly paced, edited, written. There's a lot of performances that are a bit wonky. Obviously the audio's fucked. The plot's fucked. Pretty much none of the plot actually makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think there's an awful... And as you say, like, Batman's hardly in it. And I just don't think it's... I've enjoyed it in the past, but this is the weakest of the three by a long shot.
So it's interesting you say that a lot of those things are subjective, because in this instance, I would disagree. I think all those things are You're right. Objectively, they are all problems this film has. I completely agree. The plot is a mess and doesn't make much sense. There are weird performance errors. There are definitely production issues we spoke about in the Discord, and it's a definite thing. The sound mix in this film is completely fucked.
Yeah, I didn't mean all of it. I meant like the main three.
Got you.
Writing the... What did I say? Pacing.
Mm-hmm.
Pacing is a completely subjective thing. It depends how much you're enjoying it.
True.
And what the pacing feels like. But yeah, I think the writing and the editing was the other one that I said was crap. Largely because... Should we just go straight into spoilers?
Yeah, let's do it.
Spoilers. Largely because last week I said The Dark Knight ends in one of the best ways a movie has ever ended. With the way where you get the diegetic narration, you get the jumps forward and the jumping forward in time and back, but in a clear, concise way. This entire fucking nearly 8-day long movie was that. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't work long term. It's like not all of it, but like the last act is entirely that. And that's like an hour at least. And you're just like, this doesn't work. Eventually it becomes, was this now? Is this not now? I don't understand. Because it's not only... It's jumping to different places and forward, and then to a different place and back. So it's really hard to follow what's now, what's a few bits in the future. The timelines, because all of a sudden we've got 5 months, and then the next conversation is like we've got 18 hours.
Yeah.
What? Right? Okay. Fine. Whatever. And it took Bruce Wayne, 4 months? No. But
Also, how the fuck did he get back?
Well, it was only Gotham that was on lockdown. I would assume a plane.
But how did he get into Gotham? He gets into Gotham.
Batman.
Nah, he just gets back in.
He swam, probably. I don't fucking know.
Right. He just appears back.
Well, that is the internet's biggest problem. How did he get back in? He's just there.
Yeah, he is. He just turns up.
I mean, some of the bridges are still open. You could have just did a sneak.
The one. I say the one. I've done a you. Just one thing I would like to say about this film. Every time I watch this film, I fall madly and deeply in love with Anne Hathaway.
She's fine.
Don't say bad things about my girlfriend.
She's fine in this movie. She's not the worst, but she's not the best Catwoman we've ever had. We've had a few. Michelle Pfeiffer was better. Zoe Kravitz was better.
Well, I haven't seen Zoe Kravitz yet. I may, after next week, fall madly and deeply in love with Zoe Kravitz.
You might do. You might do. If I was Batman in those situations and she looked at me the way she looks at Batman in that movie, I'm not going to lie.
What, in Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah, I'd be very unproductive in the crime solving.
Very unproductive, but particularly reproductive? Or?
Yes. Yes, exactly. There would be many cat-bat hybrids roaming around.
I didn't say she was a good Catwoman. I just like her. That's all.
You just like that she's wearing tight leather.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like me.
Typical man.
Yep.
But I don't have a lot good to say about this movie, so I'll let you take over.
Well, it's very hard to work with this when clearly everyone else around me hates this film.
Hate is a strong word, but
I don't know what to say. I just I agree. These problems exist. They absolutely exist. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a perfect movie. It's not. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. It's full of problems. There's plot holes. The whole time thing, as you say, of it jumping around. Also, I don't really understand Bane and Ra's al Ghul's daughters. I think why do you need to wait 5 months? Why don't you just blow it up? If you're going to blow it up in 5 months anyway, and you're that adamant that you're going to blow it up in 5 months, why don't you just blow it up?
Probably because they wanted to watch everyone.
You've got a trigger. Just do it. I don't understand.
Yeah, because she wanted to watch everyone tear each other apart, didn't they?
And then she still had plenty of opportunity in that last
She did, yes.
period just to go, oh, Bruce, you say Bruce is back. Got it. I don't know. I just don't. I don't get it. It just seems like, why did you have to make this take so long? It seems like a weird plot device. For no real reason.
Also, this is set in America. America's asked, you're threatening us with a nuke? Nah, you don't get that satisfaction. They would have just nuked it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
This is America. Mm-hmm. How dare you? Wait, we just nuked ourselves. They wouldn't think about that until after they'd done it.
But Katie says they want society to fall, but to what purpose? No, to what purpose? Because it's not society falling; it's Gotham falling into disarray for a few months and then being nuked. So it's I don't really get the purpose there. And their whole point behind the League of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul's intention, and that she's trying to continue her father's legacy and everything else, and the father's destiny, as she says, is just that they're going to wipe the slate clean and rebuild Gotham because it's broken beyond repairs. The only way to fix it is to flatten it and start again. So why are you going to fuck around for 5 months? What are you gaining? If you're going to kill everyone off and start, what's this for? What's this bit here for? There's nothing that really makes sense for him to actually be doing that. Just feels a little bit. All right, fine, whatever.
That's fine. Rich also left a comment. It's a perfectly fine movie, but it's too long. I was like, I feel, Rich, you're becoming the boy who cried wolf on that one. Pretty much every film that comes out these days is like, it's too long. It's too long.
I do
agree with this one though. It's too long.
I think the thing is though with that, and if you look at that in a,
well, it's not too. It's not it's too long for this film.
Which really comes down to pacing.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's badly paced, it feels like it's really long. Because it is 3 hours long, but we have also had 2 3-hour-long films on this channel we've spoken about that we praise as not feeling like it's 3 hours long.
Well, it's only 10 minutes longer than The Dark Knight.
Precisely.
Yeah, and The Batman is only 5 minutes longer than this.
Yeah. So it's definitely an element of if film's not paced well enough and doesn't do enough interesting things, it feels long. If you get enough interesting stuff in there, it doesn't necessarily feel long. Don't keep doing the pacing, make the pacing interesting, it doesn't feel long. Well, so it's a fair comment. But
for one, this is shorter than Endgame.
Yes, I think it is.
No, it is.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely 100% is. Shorter than what Multiverse of Madness is going to be as well. It's minutes longer than No Way Home. Mm-hmm. It's like 10 minutes. If you include credits, don't include credits, it's going to be about 10 minutes longer than No Way Home.
But it absolutely feels longer. Feels much longer.
Yeah.
Which is all about the pacing and the content of what it is and what they're doing in it. So, So yeah, it's a fair compliment, but I think the reason that comes up is more a case of that the film isn't doing anything interesting, as opposed to the film is actually being like physically too long.
You feel the time,
Yeah.
so yeah. No, I agree. I am obviously just
And I agree with that
poking at Rich
comment as
for a
well.
laugh.
Like again, what I thought with Dark Knight the other night, and I thought with Dark Knight Rises, like this is going on. We're still watching this.
It feels
This is
too
going
long.
On a while. It feels
The Dark
long.
Knight issue is it has 2 endings.
Yes.
There's a 4th act that shouldn't exist, which is so because of that weird structure. It doesn't matter how interesting things are within that act. One of them shouldn't be there, so it feels out of place. It feels long.
To me, this one.
I just feel most of it shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I mean, the third act feels like it's not much of a third act,
No,
and it doesn't feel like it has a middle act. Really, it doesn't feel like it has much of a second act.
there isn't really much going on. I'm sorry, but if you think, please don't take medical advice from this movie, because punching someone in the spine who has a broken spine is not going to fix it.
Yes. Also, and then within a few months of you doing that, if they then jump from a very high thing with a rope wrapped around their
It wouldn't
waist
then
and
just
fall.
re-snap immediately. To be honest, from that height, the rope's probably going through.
Yes, absolutely. You're fucked.
You're dying of whiplash. He hit his head on that wall hard enough to bring the whole place down. Dead.
I'd also argue he was pretty close to dead at the point where Bane caves his fucking mask in. Mm-hmm. Like, that mask is solid. If he's punched it through enough to dent it and cave it in on his head.
Lord. Blast from the past.
Oh my fuck.
I assumed you were dead, Beat Rice.
Oh my fuck.
How are you, Bacon?
Princess Beat Rice is here, everyone. Princess Beat Rice. This is a big moment.
It is a big moment. We assumed this man was dead. Well, I did anyway.
I mean, he might not be coming back. That might be it. He's come on. He said evening with a little kiss
He's
of
gone
face, and
again.
now he's off. He's fucked.
He's flown away.
Off into euphoria. Fair enough. Well, it was nice to have you briefly.
I still remember the pain. I still remember the fucking irritation.
What, of him changing his name to Beat Rice?
No, you trolling me.
What?
You're trolling me with the creation of Beat Rice.
I don't remember this.
Because you didn't tell me it was Jack.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. No, I remember.
You came up with this ruse. Came up this man predates the studio.
It does indeed. He does indeed. I've lost my train of thought because Beat Rice is here, and that's exciting. Shit. Okay, where do I...
Something about Batman. Oh, caving the.
Yeah, dead. End of. Dead. Like, your head's fucked.
Depends how thick the mask
That thing
I
is
suppose.
tight to his skull. It's been caved in.
It's not that tight
Tight-ish.
to his skull.
Tightish. Maybe it's not as tight as a thing. I still think you're in a bit of a state after that.
He was.
True.
He was in a bit of a state. He didn't get up after that. He was then just, other than when he was picked up and then dropped onto Bane's knee.
Yeah.
Oh, that would fucking hurt. Oh my God. I can't decide whether Bane is menacing or laughable. So
Bit of
just a
both.
bit of a hard change. His voice is fucking laughable. I don't know how Nolan let that slide
I fucking love
at
it.
all. My main thing with this as well, as someone who has seen animated series, has read comics and stuff of Batman, why is he Bane?
I don't have enough, like, pre-knowledge there to...
I don't
Even
understand
consider that.
why he's Bane. He's nothing to do with Bane.
I see. Okay.
Like, not even close. He's just a mercenary
Mm-hmm.
that they've just gone, let's pick a name.
Bane.
Bane. He has much relevance to Bane as he does to Mr. Freeze. Like, Mr. Bane.
Mr. Bane.
Bane is the one that gets pumped full of literal venom to become large. This guy just ate chicken.
So, the Bane thing's interesting because depending on how you're, like, looking at that character, because I agree, you're right, like, if I don't know that information, but if you're taking that into account, yes, obviously that's inaccurate and weird, and why would you do that?
I don't mind them changing, but it's like, also, why Bane? There are characters that are just mercenaries.
Yeah, no, I understand. Marketing is the reason.
Yeah, no, but
need
the
to
only
just
people who are
market it.
going to know that are going to be the people who pick up on the fact that it's pointless.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bad marketing is
Yeah,
a problem, but yeah, that's the reasoning behind it. They lost their main villain from the last one. What they need to market a villain for this one. We'll do Bane. People will know. Most people, or a lot of people, will know who Bane is. We'll cast someone like Tom Hardy. Like, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. I personally think, for me, I enjoy Bane in this film. I enjoy Tom Hardy's performance. I agree. It's like it's not exactly menacing, his voice and stuff, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it for what it is.
I can't. That's the thing, because his performance, like his actions and his stature and his presence is really menacing, and the way he just puts his hand like backwards on your shoulder, just like that, and you know this person's about to die.
Do you feel in control?
Yeah, that. But it's just like, you sound like a fucking penis.
Wait, I do wonder. Obviously, like we never really fully saw the original dub, and for those that don't know, like with Bane's like his voice and his dialogue was recorded on set.
Yes.
Through the mask, and then on test or like for test screens and stuff like that, they had to redub it because people were saying they couldn't hear him. You couldn't hear what he was saying because he had a mask on. So he literally sounds like this because he has a mask on. And obviously, like with the way film stuff is shot, there's no mic like this. He's not in front of a mic. There are ambient mics around, and then it's all mixed in post. But it means you never have a good, perfect, direct signal. If you were to listen, like. If you were to like get some really expensive headphones, like properly high-end headphones, and if you were to listen to like a dialogue section from a movie, and then even compare it to us, this would still sound like better and more direct, just because of the way the microphones work. Like end of, that's just the way it is. So consequently, if your voice is muffled and you're miles away from the microphone over here, it's gonna be really hard to pick up a nice clear signal. So they redubbed it all in a studio. Still with the mask on and then with a proper mic. The problem is that they didn't do anything to make that voice fit like in an ambient sense.
It doesn't sound like it's in the. It sounds dubbed.
It's clearly sound dubbed, and it's so much louder than everything else in the sound mix. Like everything else in the sound mix, it's like with the 5.1 mix, it's center of the room and nothing else is. So we've been discussing recently. We've been watching. Fast and Furious. All the dialogue is mixed to be center of your surround sound mix. Normally in a film, dialogue is mixed to be at the front, not in the center. He's in the center, but the rest of the dialogue's in the front. And they're trying to do this big, it's now a big menacing over the top voice. It just sounds stupid. But then it doesn't work. And I agree, like, there are issues there. I would be intrigued to see whether or not, regardless of whether or not it was like difficult to hear or whatever, if it comes across better when it's actually a more natural mix. Even if it's not hearing his original dialogue, but hearing the dub stuff mixed in a more natural sense, I'd be interested to see if that comes across better because it's not so obtuse. Because I agree. But in saying that, when did this film come out? 2012. Since 2012, I have been quoting Bane weekly. like
I've been quoting the video that I put into the Discord earlier.
I enjoy it.
After the show, by the way, watch the video I put in the Admit One channel on Discord. It is very funny.
But I enjoy bits of it. I enjoy parts of... I enjoy some of his moments. I enjoy... I think elements of it is menacing. Like the thing you say about him just putting his open palm on the shit. Do you feel in control? Like, that is menacing and it's interesting. And he is, like... I think Tom Hardy's really good. He's, for the most part anyway, as you say, his stature and stuff like that and his presence. Mm-hmm. He's really big and he's vicious. And, like, the fight scene with him and Batman outside on the street in that final thing, like
one of the longest kicks in movie history.
What, when he's kicked through the door?
No, when I think it's Batman. Does Batman kick Bane up the steps, or does Bane kick Batman up the steps?
Batman kicks. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I can't remember which way around it is, but either way, he kicked in New York and landed in Philadelphia.
All right, I see. I understand. But I think that's a really good fight scene, and I think Tom Hardy comes across really, really well in that moment. Like Tom Hardy's another good stage fighter. I like Tom Hardy. I don't think Tom Hardy gets enough credit personally.
Tom Hardy's excellent. Like as an actor, he's excellent. There's nothing. I will forever question his choice in voice. Not just the mixing, but it's just weird. It's not a real accent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No one speaks like that. Therefore, why would you speak like that? Like, for one.
I get what you're going for, but then comic book caricature sort of thing at the same time.
Yeah, this isn't a comic book caricature movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is like if they had the actual Bane suddenly show up in this movie, it would be really out of place. Like, and I appreciate when you kind of ground Bane in reality, this is the sort of thing you would get. I appreciate that, but I just can't get over his fucking voice.
I do think he has some good lines, though.
He has some great lines that are ruined by. Do you feel in control? Currently, yes, because you sound like a muppet.
You wouldn't in his presence. Be like, no.
Yes, I believe Bane is Mexican in the comics.
I do think he's got.
He's got the luchador mask, doesn't he?
He's got some great lines. I really like the stuff of him, like when they're out on that baseball field, and he's like, "Dr. Pavel, tell us what this is." Like,
that is the only scene where his voice sounds like it's supposed to be there because he's talking over.
Because he's talking through the thing. Better mix, yep. Absolutely.
Because he's talking through the microphone. It's meant to be loud and booming.
And it's also, and even then, they also put like an ambient delay on it and reverberation, like it would be for a stadium PA system. So it sounds more natural for the scene. So yes,
that actually sounds all right. I don't want to spend the entire time talking about Bane's voice.
We'll move on. I like that scene. I like that sequence and the dialogue in that scene. Who can disarm such a device?
I remember I'm really good at holding internet stupidity. And I remember there was a shot that came out, like just after the movie came out, in the tunnels where Bane has no shirt on.
Yeah.
And people were saying, why is Bane fat? Mm-hmm. I was like, you look at that man and you call him fat. Yeah. I look at a man who could throw Brazil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like, fuck you. Like, how is that? The internet is stupid.
Yeah, he's caked in body makeup for that.
What do you mean?
So he had, like, Tom Hardy has loads of body tattoos. So he's absolutely caked in body makeup to cover the tattoos.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's probably why he looks so fat. He's probably got a layer of makeup.
Well, he's also massive.
And he is massive.
He's massive in that film. He's got loads of tattoos. It's one of my pet peeves in movies where people don't bother to cover their tattoos. Like, why do all of Dwayne Johnson's characters have a The Rock tattoo? Specifically, The Rock tattoo. It'd be like all of this just being in all of the movies. Like, I was in a Marvel movie and they decided like Spider-Man and Stan Lee signature like would be relevant. Stupid. I also love the Harley Quinn tattoo cartoon animated series. It's fucking excellent. Here's one here. I cordially invite you to sit on my Oh, I should have read it through. I love that. Clayface is excellent. Anyone played by Alan Tudyk is excellent. Love a bit of Alan. It's a nightmare for a dyslexic person to say, isn't it?
I love a bit of Alan. Oh.
I should say spell, not say, but The mind of Alan. I love the mind of Alan Tudyk.
Oh dear.
Tudyk? I don't know how you say his name. I would presume Tudyk, but I don't know.
Oh dear. All right, give me more problems with this one.
Oh my God, where do I begin? They don't give Michael Caine a funny line.
No, he doesn't have a funny line in this. He just cries. I want it better than that for you, sir.
Indeed. As I said, this movie is just a 6-day montage. The plane is ridiculous. There's a scene that makes me laugh every time where it's meant to be that big, high in the police force cop man who initially hides away but then is at the front in the full uniform. The scene where he dies, where he's just suddenly on the floor in the really stereotypical dead position with his legs folded, and I'm just like, that was so badly done. So badly done. What, did he have 10 minutes?
They also did nothing to make you care for that character, either.
No, he was
He's
prick.
a dickhead all the way through the film.
And it's like,
great.
oh, the dickhead's come out to play, and he's pushed his way to the front as if he's important.
Yep.
The Robin thing? Fuck me, did I hate that. Oh my Lord. You should use your real name. Robin. What, so he's gone up... That's the equivalent, again, a Boba Fett thing of me just going out as a superhero. So, what's your superhero name? Jack. Fucking dickhead. Right. But I don't know, I suppose you could go for Nightwing, but whatever. Everyone thought that movie was going to happen. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Nightwing, and then Warner Brothers clearly goes, "This is a terrible idea." Joseph Gordon-Levitt hasn't really done Levitt hasn't really done anything since.
Well, nothing movie-wise. He's started that,
he's got a. He's done other business things.
What's that creative thing he's done? It's like a
Rec.
Yeah, that's it.
Record or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's like a Fiverr thing, but
Yeah.
Richard, is there any version of Robin with a name that Gordon-Levitt has? I don't
No.
think so. No, I didn't think there was.
It's Tim Drake, not John Blake.
I think his I don't have a problem.
John
with it.
Blake, I don't mind his character.
Yeah.
It's just the ending bit that I'm just like, why?
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Why?
Yeah. I actually think John
Hit record, thank you.
Lord. I'm just going to call him Juggle. I think Juggle is actually one of the better bits of this film.
No,
think
he is.
it's
I like
really
his
good.
character, and I like the fact that he managed to figure out who Batman was just by paying attention.
Yeah, just by paying attention to what's going on. Yeah.
And like he always believed in this. I remember this has got nothing to do with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I remember the scene of Bane reading out the Truth About Harvey Dent speech that Gordon had written. I remember that being a more dramatic scene, but then in this he's literally going la-di-da-di-da, la-da-da. What? You sound like you're just running through your lines quick, as opposed to maybe he was. But apparently, like his 2 lines were 3 pages. Like, how big is your handwriting, James? Like, goodness gracious. I also feel like for the first half of this movie, Gordon was completely wasted.
Yep.
Well,
I think for me the biggest issue, there are issues in the movie, but the big issue that I take of it is just that the ensemble cast of Batman characters, so I'm including that Batman, Gordon, Fox, and Alfred, don't do anything.
Yeah, no, I agree.
None of them.
They're
irrelevant. They're really all irrelevant to the plot for the most part.
Yeah, the only thing that's actually needed for them is
the Batwing.
Is it in terms of the way the story goes, and the only thing those characters are needed for are they very, very end at the cafe.
Yep.
That needs a bit of mentioning from Alfred, and then the handprint to activate the thing from Fox.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
But then, like the only thing they do to actually solve the problem is they give him the Batwing, which he modifies anyway to be able to fly autopilot. But really, like the only thing that happens that Batman does in his film is he punches a few people,
Yeah.
and then just flies the nuke out. Cool. Like, okay, cool. Like it's nothing. I said this problem with Dark Knight is that there's not enough Batman in this Batman movie, and there's not enough of Batman being Batman in this Batman movie. And the few times we do get Batman, okay, I know it's supposed to be however many years on, and
It's 8 years on.
8
from
years
Dark
on,
Knight.
and he's now feeling the pain from being Batman. His body doesn't work properly. He's having to put these things. I mean,
Got over it pretty quickly.
yeah,
though.
got over it because he put a magic splint on. So at that point, why?
That never came into play.
Yeah. But it's like, so why even bother writing in that he can't walk properly if you're going to like just undo it within seconds of us showing us that? And then when he's Batman, he doesn't do a huge amount. Like he just kind of skulks around a little bit. I'm going to talk to you now. Fights some people on the roof to help Catwoman. Gets chased by some police. Gets his back broken. Comes back, punches some more men, blows some stuff up.
So the implication was he just wasn't Batman for very long.
Yeah.
Like, Batman Begins and Dark Knight seem to take place reasonably close together because he hasn't even realised that he can turn his head yet. And obviously that he can't turn his head to get that new suit as he does in the beginning of the film. And also pretty much all of the criminals that have escaped from the prison in the previous movie are still running about. So it seems like it's mere months.
Yeah.
And then he disappears for 8 years. You would be forgotten.
Yeah. Over. Remember that weird guy we had for a while?
Yeah. Like we've probably had people in the news pop up who've put on a costume and done some vigilanteism for a couple of months, like 8 years ago. I was like, do you remember that guy? No, I do not remember that person.
I agree, it's a bit weird. But what I did like, the one Batman thing they do in this I do really like, is they did do a small moment of him actually being Batman-y, with the montage of him going through the tunnels with Catwoman. They do a few bits where he's doing like dropping down from the ceiling and coming up behind people. He's like, boo, whatever he says, and grabs them
for
and-
all of 8 seconds.
Oh, yeah, it's very short, but they do a bit of it, which I enjoy, because I like that from Batman.
The TW Batman.
The trigger warning Batman. I think that's what they mean.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what. I'm sorry. Was that a thing?
Wales Batman.
Was that a thing?
Possibly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Please tell me that was an actual thing, that we had Batman in Tunbridge Wells. That would have been excellent, and I wish I was around for that. Oh my God.
Wait,
maybe
well,
that's-
it was only 8 years ago, apparently. Oh, no, you said 8 years.
I said 8 years ago because of the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a lot of issues with this movie for many reasons. He went round on a Segway.
Yeah, meet the Batman of Tunbridge Wells.
Did he stop crime, or did he just walk around being a bit strange?
I think he walked around being a bit strange. I think that's what any real vigilante does.
Well, that's true.
No, that's just Christian Bale.
Do you think it was Christian Bale?
This is very weird.
This is very odd.
Anyway, it's enough of that. Enough of that.
A freaking legend, in my opinion. I agree. All the respect. He was probably more useful than actual law enforcement.
Let's not get into that. I did tell you Beat Rice would fuck off, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to see Bern Gorman in it as a slimy villain sidekick. Yeah, absolutely. A customer.
Oh, your regular customer. Yes.
Yeah, reasonably regular.
If he ever comes in like gives you grief, if he's like becomes like a difficult customer, just quote Bane lines at him.
Do you feel in control? That would be a moment, wouldn't it? Even though it wasn't to him. I'll just whisper behind. Pretend you're Ben Mendelsohn. Do you feel in control? So, he was in the room. It counts.
Oh dear.
No, I would never be that. I would hate to be that guy. What? To threaten, go up to someone and threaten them. Yes, I probably wouldn't do that. By the way, it's not the Batman trilogy, it's the Cillian Murphy trilogy. Yeah.
He is in all three.
He is in all three.
Death,
Vitally underutilized.
death or exile.
Death by exile.
Clever, I like it. It's good. It's a good move.
Yeah, that's good, but they didn't die, so it didn't work very well.
Fucked up, didn't you? Well done, Scarecrow.
Yeah,
And yes, it is
vitally underutilized,
Yeah.
criminally so in both the Dark Knight. Oh, in all of them.
I agree.
Personally, I think you should have removed Ra's al Ghul from the first one and just made it Scarecrow.
Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow is really good. Really good. Completely agree.
There's almost more Killian than Batman. Probably. Wouldn't be surprised. Even though Killian's in 2 scenes and has 4 lines. Imagine getting him back for 4 lines. Must have a good relationship with Mr. Nolan. I mean, he was in Inception, to be fair. And Dunkirk? Was he in Dunkirk? He was in Dunkirk.
I think everyone's in Dunkirk.
Is he in Tenet?
I haven't seen it.
I don't know if he's in Tenet.
I haven't seen
He might be in Tenet. Can't remember. Yeah, there really isn't enough Batman in this movie. It's one of the reasons why I always say that these aren't superhero movies. And I would put the same connotation onto the Batman as well. But you literally just don't get much of the fucking character.
Yeah.
The titular character, the Dark Knight.
Titular is a fucking excellent word, by the way. Well done. Good choice.
But it's not The Dark Knight Rises, is it? It's Bruce Wayne climbs out of a cave. But that's... Also, that gap didn't look particularly big. The jump they were making, from it's camera angles, obviously, but it looked like a jump you could make. And probably not even have to dangle, just land it.
I firmly believe that more people would have been capable of making that jump at least. They're saying no one's got out. Bollocks. There are many people who could have
Nonsense.
climbed that.
People just haven't tried. So I don't want to die. Why? You live in a hole.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
You're going to no longer live in a hole.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why. Hey, you make a good point.
Is Batman a superhero or just a hero? He's not super.
He's not
he
a hero.
has no superpowers.
He's a Dark Knight.
Depends on which version of Batman, to be fair. None of them have superpowers, but they're a lot more like nonsense. Like a regular man can do this. No. He's the same. He's a superhero in the same way Iron Man is. He's got a lot of toys that make him superhuman.
And willpower, the will to do.
Yeah, and just training and intelligence above and beyond.
Time,
that is always
money.
the argument that people, could Batman beat Superman? It's like, yeah, because he can plan and prepare. Yeah, but if Superman just showed the fuck up and lasered him in the face, he's lost immediately.
So, Batman's a more interesting character. Superman is literally more powerful and would destroy him any day of the week.
Superman could punch the ground a kilometre away and kill him.
Yes, exactly.
I've never understood that any of that argument. It's like, but Batman's prepared and has a contingency on how to take out everyone. You can have many contingencies. It doesn't matter. If Superman's just decided, like, he's in space and he knows where your house is. Lasers from afar. No warning. Nothing.
And that's the plot of Batman v Superman.
Pretty much. We won't get into
I've not seen it, but I'm assuming that's the plot.
Pretty much.
I'm assuming it's longer than what it needs to be. 'Cause it should be as simple as Superman sees Batman.
Well, the whole thing is,
Superman kills Batman. End.
they both refuse to kill.
See?
So it was a useless fight anyway. So Batman can be described as a lonely man playing with his toys at night. Am I Batman?
I was gonna say. I would compare myself.
Oh yeah, no, Batman can't kill Superman. That's another reason why Batman would never win, because their mums have the same name. You think I'm kidding?
No, I believe you.
That's the plot of the movie.
I don't want to watch that one.
He's about to stab... Spoilers for Batman v Superman, but no one gives a shit. It's a pile of crap. He's about to stab Superman in the face with a kryptonite spear, and Superman just goes, "Save Martha!" And Batman has a fucking panic attack flashback about his mum dying.
Does he? Right.
Because his name... And then they're friends.
Right.
Because he realises Superman also had a mum.
See, this film's like a 10 out of 10 by comparison. By comparison.
There are some scenes, though, in Batman v Superman that are better than anything this has done.
I see.
There is a scene in particular that I'm not going to spot. That's fucking sick. Although, I will admit, Batfleck, mass murderer. Mass murderer. Which is really funny, because that film only happens because Batman is upset of how many people died in response to Superman, and then just murders everyone. It's very funny. It's all stupid. Zack Snyder sucks. Anyway. Let's talk about Chris Nolan, because he doesn't suck.
So this is the worst
But
of the
not a
three.
dog murderer, that's true. Oh, yeah. Yes.
So are you still on your... Because I think we've discussed this in the past, and I've agreed this previously as well, but we've said in the past that
Batman Begins is the best one.
Yeah, so you still agreed on that after this?
Yeah. Batman Begins is the better one. Although it's annoying going through an origin again, but I don't watch it often enough for that to be truly annoying. Whereas a Marvel movie I watch more often, so Origins are like... Which is why I'm very pleased that Homecoming just... No.
Agreed.
I'm not going to say anything.
I thought something was wrong for a second.
No, I was just going to say something, but then I remembered this is not the Batman. I really want to talk about Batman. Someone else needs to watch Batman. Someone else needs to watch Batman.
Next week.
By myself. I can't remember what I was going to say. Fuck. What was I going to say? Help me, people. Help me. You all know. Oh, yeah. I think...
Rich, interesting there, said previously my ranking went 2, 1, 3, but I think 2 and 1 are fairly equal for different reasons.
Absolutely fair enough. I just have too many issues with The Dark Knight to let it slide. I saw a review, spoiler free, of the Batman that completely depicted what we said last week.
All right.
Which was, someone said, I really like this movie, but like the plot was better, the action was better.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Like the stuff they did with Batman was better, but The Dark Knight is better because of Heath Ledger. Mm-hmm. You're like, no, No, Heath Ledger was better, is what you're saying.
Yes. Basically, one good villain does not a good movie make.
Exactly. There are so many movies that have great characters that aren't particular, like, where the rest of it isn't as good. It's not up to snuff, which is specifically why a character stands out as so good,
Yep.
because the rest of it isn't up to snuff. Not to say that, obviously we discussed this last week, but it doesn't mean that The Dark Knight is bad. Everything else in it is bad. No, of course it's not. That's a ridiculous stance to take. But it's not the best movie in the world. It's not better than a lot of what Marvel have done.
Absolutely not. I have seen some people recently saying that Dark Knight is still the best superhero movie out there. It's like,
Nope.
very false.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Because, do you, like, for one, do you just mean a movie that has a superhero in
I think
it?
that's what people do mean, yes.
Yeah, but like, if you want to talk about a superhero movie, pretty much all of them are better in that
Yes.
context. But yes.
I agree.
So yeah, I don't have a lot of good. Based on this viewing, I have seen it before and I really liked it, and I've seen it several times since, and liked it. So I don't know what it was in particular this time, where I was just like, I'm having none of this. But maybe I've just gone old and sour. But yeah, I was having none of it on Thursday. I didn't really find much to be redeemed. I mean, I like Jim Gordon. Like Gary Oldman's still great. I didn't really like Talia al Ghul or whatever her name was.
No, she's not very interesting. She's not very
Whatever
interesting.
her name was throughout the thing. It's also fucking predictable from a mile off.
Yep.
But
But he's not the child of Ra's al Ghul. Stab.
I am. Fuck off.
Why'd she sleep with him?
'Cause she's a bitch. She's also the annoying one that gets in the way of everything in Inception.
Just can't figure out why she's gone. I tell you what, I'm gonna. Oh, unless she was just like, you know, I fancy a bit of that actually. While I'm
Christian
here,
Bale's an attractive man.
yeah. Maybe it is just simply a case of while I'm here, I'll do this.
Gain his trust. Because she needed control over the. She needed him to hand over.
Oh yeah, she did that before
Wayne
he had
Enterprises to
control,
her.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is one way to get what you want from a man.
Anyway, this movie's not as amazing as you would expect and hope from Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan has done some incredible films. This is not one of them. This has been Ambit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media. And you can join the chaos and carnage that is a conversation over on the Discord.
Indeed.
Where has Sammy been for the last ever?
I don't think he wanted to watch these.
Irrelevant. Could
think
have come
he
by
won't.
anyway.
I think he's had Batman fatigue, isn't he?
I could have just joined in anyway. I'm insulted. Rich, find out for me. I want to know.
I personally
Interrogate
don't mind.
him. Huh?
I personally don't mind.
Interrogate him.
He'll be back soon.
Interrogate him. And indeed.
Where were you?
And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you are watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love. Katie says you have the better sibling here, so I wouldn't worry about what Sam is. Fair point. Fair point. I shall cease my worrying. It was mainly just, is he dead?
Oh, don't say that.
What?
Just never say that. Never.
I think
Just in case.
it's been weeks. I think we would have actually known by now. Or at least they.
Still. I just never say that. No, never.
I literally say it about everyone all the time.
Yeah, but
If you don't reply for about 4 minutes, I assume you're dead. It's his birthday tomorrow. I see. He's probably doing things.
yes, this makes more sense.
This is fair. This is fair.
Disappointed that we're not involved in his birthday
He's
celebration.
not dead that I'm aware of. He was in the Discord this morning. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. It was me that was talking to him as well. Coming up on the channel, of course, we will be right back after a small break for this week's press start, where news is reasonably
I
depressing.
think I could do with another cup of tea.
Another cup of tea does sound good.
This is going to be a weird press start this week because you're right, it is very depressing news. I don't really know how we're going to handle it.
Indeed. Tuesday, we will be finishing off the Fast and Furious franchise with Fast 9 on Admit 1, live at 8 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to it, by the way.
Indeed, me too. Saturday, we will be returning with The Batman. Finally, I'll be able to talk about it. Finally. I say finally. It was yesterday.
By then, it'll be finally, because it would have been a week for you. A week being pent up.
I'm hoping at this point I would have been able to see it and then see it with someone.
I see.
I saw it with someone yesterday, but
I see.
Possibility of a Cuphead stream this week. I would presume Wednesday or Monday. I need more info to promote here, good sir. Week after that, though, is episode 100 of What?
Why did you just punch the table?
I don't know. Get your fucking attention. Possibly Wednesday. Lovely. Cuphead stream. That should be entertaining and full of swearings, I would imagine. The week after next, so 2 weeks today, it is... So this is episode 98 of Admit. Oh, no, 97.
This is 97.
No, 96. No. Fuck me, we do too many. So there'll be Fast 9.
Yeah.
The Batman.
Yeah.
Another Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then, so this is 96.
Yeah.
What fucking ever. Will be episode 100 of Admit 1. So we're doing things. So send us over your best moments that you remember. Send us over questions in a Q&A form. We'll be doing a celebration type thing. We won't actually be watching anything for that week. So you get a day off homework other than sending us questions and letting us know what your best bits are.
Just more of an interactive homework.
Exactly. You don't have to actually go and find them. Yes, for episode 100, we will be joined by the lovely Richard Hill as well. It'll be nice to have a little bit of a celebration. What's episode 99?
To be confirmed.
To be decided, yes. We've left it a bit late.
We've had a couple of ideas. We've just not nailed down a decision. We'll do that. We'll do that this evening. Yeah, we'll do that.
And can Fast 9 be rented anywhere? Everywhere. Fast 9 can be rented everywhere.
I wonder if she means free.
If you mean streamed, then no. I don't think so. But it can be rented anywhere. For whatever a rental price is, £4 or whatever it is. But you won't have to do that. I will be here on
watch
Tuesday.
It together again. I've been enjoying that.
Yeah, me too.
Been enjoying the little...
I can make some more deads.
We'll make some together.
Yes.
We'll just every time we get to one, pause, rewind.
Yep.
Do it.
I'll make a backlog and I'll make loads. I keep seeing buy option. Going to help the community. I'll do it off air and put it in the Discord. This is nonsense content.
Yes. I would argue that could be our tagline.
Thank you very much for watching. Remember to stick around.
Actually, as a matter of fact, save clip. We'll put that in the thingy.
Remember to stick around, because we will be back momentarily for press start and just chats in general. Keep up with the carnage, even if you don't give a fuck about video games, because neither do any of these news stories, apparently.
Nope.
So
there's actually going to be very little video game talk.
Well, it's all video game related.
Yes.
Entirely. If you actually read the stories.
Fair.
But until next time, we shall see you then.